Have you heard what happened to Chuck Connors now his secrets come to light? Fans of vintage westerns likely know The Rifleman, a renowned series from the late 50s to early 60s featuring Chuck Connors as Lucas McCain, a widower with unmatched marksmanship. This show is often celebrated as a cornerstone of its genre. Chuck Connors, a legendary figure, showcased extraordinary talent. Yet off-screen, he harbored deep secrets. This video aims to explore the hidden facets of his life, from an early career in professional baseball to the whispered speculation surrounding his political ties and personal relationships. We are on a quest for the truth about this iconic figure. Let's delve into the life of Chuck Connor together. Kicking things off, we'll delve into some of the events that never made it to air during the creation of the legendary show The Rifleman. Casting Chuck was a challenge. The journey to cast the main character in The Rifleman was no easy feat. Chuck Connors first turned down the role because of an unattractive salary proposal from ABC, but later clinched the position. Before venturing into acting, Connors was a professional athlete playing both baseball and basketball. Recognizing that a sports career might not offer long-term stability, he pivoted towards acting, looking for new opportunities. Considerations in casting. When Chuck Connors initially passed on The Rifleman's leading role, ABC was optimistic about easily finding an alternative. Yet this task turned out more difficult than anticipated. The producers initially considered John Anderson, and then the distinguished James Whitmore, celebrated for his performances in Battleground, Give 'Em Hell, Harry, and The Shawshank Redemption. Despite these attempts, it was Connor's dynamic with Timmy Kirk in the 1957 movie Old Yeller that convinced them of his perfect fit for the part. The core of The Rifleman hinged on the relationship between a father and his son. Acknowledging this, the producers presented Connors with a better salary offer, leading to his acceptance. Locked and unloaded, the unique technique Lucas McCain used to cock his rifle single-handedly, utilizing an oversized lever, was augmented for quick firing by a specialized screw that triggered automatic firing upon pushing. Thus, when Lucas twirls the rifle for cocking, it's actually devoid of bullets and not ready to shoot. Let's go back to our main character's early life. Prior to Chuck Connor's arrival, his father had secured U.S. citizenship in 1914, working by 1930 as a longshoreman in Brooklyn. In contrast, his mother achieved her U.S. citizenship in 1917. Together, they enjoyed a content and simple family life, welcoming their first child, Kevin Joseph Connor, into the world on April 10, 1921 in Brooklyn, New York City. The day of his birth was unremarkable, with no hint that this newborn would grow to be Chuck Connor, a name that would later echo through Hollywood as a beloved sensation and household figure. Remember this, Kevin Connor disliked his name, a fact we'll revisit as we explore his shift to Chuck. His early life was dominated by sports, especially baseball, shaping him into a standout athlete. His dedication led to a 6'5" frame and exceptional field skills, earning him college scholarships. After graduating from Adelphia Academy in 1939, Connor received numerous scholarship offers, eventually choosing Seton Hall University in South Orange, New Jersey. There he excelled in both basketball and baseball, setting the stage for his future. Curious about what led Kevin Connor to become Chuck Connor, his time at Seton Hall University in South Orange, New Jersey, marked the pivotal moment for his name change from Kevin to Chuck. Since childhood, Connor had harbored a dislike for the name Kevin, considering it too feminine. It's speculated that the persona Chuck Connors was influenced by Wallace Beery's portrayal of the original Chuck Connor in the 1933 film The Bowery, where he played a formidable political leader. This character might have resonated with Connor, seeing parallels in the tough, authoritative figure. Were the connections between them really as clear as they seemed? During his late teenage years, transitioning into adulthood and showcasing his prowess as an exceptional baseball player, Connors captivated many. On October 10, 1942, with America's entry into World War II, he enlisted in the Army at Fort Knox, prompting questions about his motivations for joining the war effort and the potential loss of his immense talent had tragedy struck. However, Connor's military service was distinguished not only by duty, but also by his contributions to sports coaching, both baseball and basketball teams, to championship victories in 1944 and 1945. On February 19, 1946, Chuck Connors concluded his 4-year tenure in the Army and was officially discharged. Initially, transitioning to a professional athlete with the Los Angeles Angels might have seemed disappointing to Connors. However, his perspective shifted over time, recognizing this movie as fortuitous. It was during 1952, amidst his time with the Los Angeles Angels, that Connors landed his debut acting role in a sports-themed film. Reflecting on this pivotal moment in 1954, Connor remarked, "Greatest break I ever got. I'm out there right in the middle of the movie business, where if a guy has anything, he's got the chance to break in," highlighting how this transition marked the beginning of his successful career in the entertainment industry. Chuck Connors' journey to stardom. As an outstanding athlete from South Orange, New Jersey, admitted on a sports scholarship, Connor not only excelled in sports but also took his academic pursuits seriously, choosing English as his major. His dedication to study swiftly enhanced his public speaking capabilities. During his first year, Connor entered an elocution competition, captivating the audience with a powerful rendition of Vacha Lindsay's Congo, which earned him the top prize. This triumph ignited his passion for acting and comedy, marking the beginning of his affection for the theatrical arts and setting the stage for his future on the big screen. In Pat and Mike, the role of a prize fighter, initially meant for Connors, was ultimately portrayed by Aldo Ray. Instead, Connors secured a part as a state police captain. Temporarily setting aside his sports endeavors, he immersed himself in acting full-time, quickly rising to fame thanks to his imposing muscular build and height of over 6'. This newfound success led to more acting opportunities. As time passed, Connors realized that his days in baseball were drawing to a close, marking a significant shift in his career focus to the performing arts. In February 1953, Connors ventured into the realm of Adventures of Superman, landing a unique comedic role in the 1955 episode titled Flight to the North. Here he played Sylvester J. Superman, portraying a slender, quaint man who responds to a classified ad intended for the genuine Superman. The subsequent year brought another role his way. He depicted Lou Brissy in the 1956 Crossroads episode The Comeback. This character was a former pro baseball player who had suffered injuries during World War II, featured in the religious anthology series. Focusing on refining his acting talents guided his career trajectory. In The Rifleman, Connors outshined 40 competitors to secure the role of Lucas McCain, demonstrating his prowess with ease. That very year, 1957, saw him in another role in the Western thriller The Hired Gun, where he portrayed Jude Farrow, a ranch foreman who becomes the champion of a woman falsely charged with the murder of her husband, facing the grim fate of being the first woman executed in Texas. A family man at his core, Chuck Connor, known for his unparalleled success in basketball, baseball, and acting, cherished his home life. In 1948, he tied the knot with Elizabeth Jane Riddell Connors, initially setting up their family home in Woodland Hills, California. They eventually relocated to a ranch in Tehachapi, California, a journey of about 2 1/2 hours north from Los Angeles. Despite their efforts, their marriage concluded in divorce 13 years later. Elizabeth's court statements highlighted a growing distance, attributing it to Chuck's increasing neglect of his family amidst rising TV fame. In 1963, 2 years following his divorce, Chuck Connor found love again and wed Kamala Devi, an enchanting Indian-British actress. Their union appeared eternal, with their mutual joy evident to all who knew them. Devi's career flourished with an increase in roles, possibly aided by her connection to Connor, though it's uncertain. In their time together, by 1966, she embraced American citizenship, a move speculated to be influenced by Connor's support for Ronald Reagan's gubernatorial bid in California. Despite the initial promise, the couple parted ways in 1973, 9 years into their marriage. Connor's romantic endeavors were often spotlighted, yet he chose to shield certain details from public scrutiny. Post his second marriage, he was involved with various women, though these relationships remained out of the public's view. In 1977, he entered into another marriage, but it became evident that handling, receiving, or giving love was a challenge for Chuck Connor. This union was short-lived, leading to a separation from faith in 1979. As of now, no children have been reported between Connor's and any of his spouses. Speculation among fans about a fourth marriage for Connor has been rife. Whenever confronted with this speculation, Connor never explicitly dismissed the idea of another marriage, suggesting he might consider it only as a final option. In The Rifleman, as portrayed by Chuck Connor, Lucas McCain is driven by twin objectives: to challenge and rectify injustices with tenacity, fairness, and integrity, and to provide for his son Mark, left motherless as per the film's narrative. Every episode depicted Lucas imparting moral guidance and resolving their community's issues with wisdom and bravery, endearing the father-son relationship to the audience. This dynamic, coupled with an outstanding performance and compelling plot, elevated The Rifleman beyond typical westerns, focusing more on character depth and familial bonds than mere action sequences. Chuck Connors, with his fitting appearance and demeanor, embodied Lucas McCain flawlessly, presenting him as a multifaceted hero dedicated to instilling strong ethical principles in his son. Boundary breaking. In the 1950s and 60s, the golden age of television, family portrayals were idealized, a stark contrast to modern, more realistic representations. Television censorship was stringent, avoiding any potentially divisive content, including the concept of single parenting, a societal norm yet oddly absent from TV narratives, which traditionally showcased dual-parent households. The Rifleman pioneered in changing this narrative as the first network show to focus on a single father. Lucas McCain and his son, a decision by producer Arnold Lavin that was met with praise from audiences and critics alike. Remarkably, Lucas McCain was recognized in TV Guide's 2004 list of the 50 greatest TV dads of all time, securing the 32nd spot. This accolade underscores the show's significant impact and its departure from the norms of its time. During the final period of his life, Connor revisited his iconic role as Lucas McCain for the last time in the 1991 TV movie, The Gambler Returns, The Luck of the Draw. Above all, Chuck Connor was deeply patriotic, a sentiment he carried throughout his life. From his early years, his devotion to his country was evident, never wavering in his patriotism. Whether as a young man enlisting in the army during World War II or in his later years when his celebrity status offered him platforms to engage with law enforcement and political figures, Connor's love for his country was unwavering and evident in every action he took. Connors, a fervent Republican Party supporter, actively participated in numerous campaign fundraisers and was notably present at President Ronald Reagan's election rally and inauguration. A particular moment solidified his place in the hearts of Americans: the instance he organized, Parade America, a serene procession, in response to a flag-burning incident in New York's Central Park. Moved by the act, he led the parade, where he hoisted an unblemished flag at the very site of the burning. Following this patriotic act, he sent the flag to General Westmoreland, who was then commanding forces in Vietnam, showcasing his deep patriotism and respect for national symbols. Brezhnev displayed a clear fondness for Connors, extending a personal invitation for him to visit Moscow in December 1973, an invitation Connors accepted. It's remarkable to be so admired by such influential figures. During that era, the Soviet Union allowed very few American TV shows to air, making The Rifleman a notable exception, favored by Brezhnev himself. This preference led to the rare broadcasting of an American series in the Soviet Union, showcasing Connor's significant impact and the universal appeal of The Rifleman. What an incredible testament to the show's and Connor's cultural reach. Chuck Connor, health and last days. In his final years, Chuck Connor faced health challenges. During a 1987 interview, he admitted to continuing his smoking habit, but limited himself to one cigarette daily. Despite a successful and meaningful career, Fans hoped for more time with him. Connors fully utilized every opportunity, his unique build and voice fitting perfectly for roles that demanded authority. He dedicated himself to enhancing every performance with depth and subtlety, enriching his characters with genuine emotion and complexity, a testament to his commitment to his craft, both in the limelight and beyond. On November 10, 1992, at the age of 71, Connors passed away from lung cancer at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, as announced by his manager. He rests at San Fernando Mission Cemetery. So unfortunately, we've reached the end of the line, but before you go, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Share with us your favorite moments from the Rifleman or the characters that captivated you the most. Were you aware that Chuck Connors had a career in professional baseball before making his mark in the world of acting? Your insights not only encourage us but enrich our community. Let's chat.